It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
The whole season, tumultuous as it has been, has led up to this race. This final race. The crown jewel of all crown jewels here on the Trinity River Network. For the first time and the last time, probably, the Indianapolis 200 run at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This, for the only time, if it ever happens again, will crown a champion for the Carquest Indy Racing League. 3 drivers come in with an opportunity at taking home the championship. Ethan Farley with a 5-point lead over Ryan Durrani, 40 over Nathan Baird. Those 3 are the only ones with any mathematical shot at the championship. Baird at the long shot, Durrani closer than it seems, but if Farley can stay in front of Ryan Durrani, no matter where he is on the track, all he has to do is finish ahead of him, and he is the champion. But this is an unpredictable race and an unpredictable track. This track, as Alex once said last year, as he so eloquently put it, this track owes you nothing, and we are ready to see heartbreak, defeat, victory, and everything in between. Let's get the Indianapolis 200 underway. Let's go down trackside, get you your starting lineup, and get this pace lap started so we can crown a champion in the Carquest Indy Racing League. And we are ready to get rolling here at Indianapolis. 30 cars going to roll off here on the grid. Starting on the pole position there is car number 5, William Brock, Aero McLaren SP. He starts alongside the 1 of BB Ruiz. In row number 2, we find the 15 of Scott Upton. He is starting this race alongside the 3 of Mitchell Collins. In row number 3, it's Ethan Lewis in the 14. He is starting alongside the 55 of Christian Vargas. In row number 4, it's Nathan Stapleton in the 8, alongside the 59 of Daisy Johnson. And rounding out the top 10 is the 27 of Roberto Crown Jr., alongside the 26 of Trey Smith. We'll take a look at where your championship contenders are. Starting on the track, there's Ethan Farley on the inside lane. He's not starting the highest there because there's Nathan Baird just in the row ahead of him, but on the outside. And a couple rows behind Farley, there is Durrani, his biggest points rival coming into this race. It could be the Farley and Durrani show. Of course, that's what I would say. I would expect that is what is expected coming into this race. It's going to be between Farley and Durrani. Baird basically needs a miracle coming into this race if he wants to walk out of here with the Carquest Indy Racing League Championship and a spot in Mac Tool's IROC 1. Not only the champion's going to get a spot in Mac Tool's IROC 1, someone's going to walk out of here with an Indianapolis 200 victory at the greatest speedway in the world, approaching the yard of bricks as the pace car comes down. The 2021 Indianapolis 200 is green. Down the front straightaway, Scott Upton leads the first lap of the Indianapolis 200. Christian Vargas settles into the second position there. Mitchell Collins into third. He's going to take a look to the inside of Vargas now. Not going to get there. He's going to play it safe. No, he's not. He's going to go right to the inside of that 55. Down the back straightaway, approaching 233 miles per hour, headed off into these turns. Stapleton's going to cross to the inside of Collins as Upton is still up front leading this thing. Let's take a look at your points contenders right now. Baird moving up through the field. Durrani there. Farley slipping backwards right now. Ryan Durrani is in the championship lead. On to lap number 3 here at Indianapolis. A leapfrog to the inside by Christian Vargas. He's going to take the race lead away from Scott Upton. I exit off of turn number 2, headed down the back straightaway. Landon Smith Jr. getting by Upton. Upton stuck on the outside. Pole sitter William Brock down there on the inside of the 15. Vargas, Collins, Stapleton, the current podium positions right now as they scream down the front straightaway towards the yard of bricks to start the 4th lap of the Indianapolis 200. Here comes Stapleton down to the inside on Mitchell Collins. That is for second place on the track. And it looks like he is going to take it. Well, he didn't quite clear Collins. So they'll be side by side down the back straightaway, headed off into turn 3. Stapleton surely going to get him here, headed off into 3. And looks like indeed he will. So they'll put Vargas in front, Stapleton second, Collins, Landon Smith Jr., Scott Upton. That is the top 5 right now. On the edge of 3 wide behind them. Trey Smith, Will Parrish, John Andrews, they sorted out. They'll stay double file there as it looks like Parrish stretched away from them. Now Andrews going to get to the inside of Parrish as he slipped on the outside. He's going to get the position there. Baird continuing to march his way up through the field. Farley slipping backwards like a rock. Durrani now on the outside, trying to keep his wheels clean. 220. Oh, trouble! Keegan Thompson down to the inside after contact with Crown. How in the world are they going to save that? Unbelievable. And we have no caution here at Indianapolis. The packs are going to separate, which means more wiggle room, which honestly is probably a good thing considering the kind of racing we have seen so far here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Up front, while we were watching that, Mitchell Collins has gone into the race lead. Stapleton second, Landon Smith Jr. third, Trey Smith fourth, Christian Vargas all the way back to 5th. Landon Smith Jr. is going to take a look down low on Stapleton for that second position out of turn number 4 down Gasoline Alley, headed toward the yard of bricks again to start lap number 7 of the Indianapolis 200. Stapleton second at the line. The Indiana kid, can he win here in his home state? He's slipping on the outside there. Gonna want to be on that inside going through the turns, absolutely. And he is still stuck on that outside and not yet been able to pull back in line. Now he will. He got the momentum over Vargas. Vargas not able to get to the inside there. William Brock is going to benefit from that, and he might take the position away from that 55. I don't know, coming out of 4. Vargas got a good jump there on the top side, and he is going to stretch back ahead of William Brock, as will John Andrews in the 98. And Landon Smith Jr. is going to get punted out of the way by Trey Smith, his brother. Brothers side by side there through turn 2, down the back straightaway. The average race speed over 220.362 miles per hour. Mitchell Collins is still leading here. Trey Smith second. Scott Upton, who led a bunch of the opening laps there, in the third position, working his way back up through the field. While they've singled out, let's take a look at your points contenders right now. Durrani slipping backwards. Farley still on that top side, but is well ahead of Durrani right now. And Nathan Baird right now, there he is in 12th. To Farley in 21st. Durrani 28th. Lee Farley is in the points lead right now as things run. Screaming down towards the yard of bricks once again to start lap number 10 of the Indianapolis 200. Collins, Trey Smith, Upton, Landon Smith Jr., Christian Vargas, Nathan Stapleton, Daisy Johnson, William Brock, Will Parrish, and John Andrews, the top 10. Andrews and Parrish side by side there for 9th on the track. Parrish noses ahead for now, but there's a turn coming up. Andrews surely is going to take that spot away, and indeed he will for the race lead. Here comes Trey Smith on the inside of Mitchell Collins. Not quite going to get there just yet as they scream down Gasoline Alley once again, headed for the yard of bricks. We are 1/8 of the way done through this race. Field getting spread out up front as more shuffling has gone on in the early stages of this race here. Farley now being encroached upon by Ryan Durrani. There he is in the 12, leapfrogging through cars, still deep in the field. Been clean so far in this race. We've not seen a caution, although we got close with Keegan Thompson almost getting turned by one car. But other than that, it has been a very, very clean race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Mitchell Collins still pacing the field right now, ahead of Christian Vargas, who moves into the second position around Trey Smith. Landon Smith Jr. looking to take third away as well, and he is going to do that. Trey Smith back to 4th. Scott Upton in 5th. Will Upton get to the inside of Trey Smith? Yes, he will. Through turn 3 and 4. He's going to take that spot away. And now coming around for the race lead, Christian Vargas on Mitchell Collins. He's there on the inside, headed for turn 1. Is he going to be there? Yes, he is. He's going to take the lead away. And now Collins is going to be swallowed up by Landon Smith Jr. And we left to battle with the 27. Down the backstretch into turn number 3 once again. Collins is going to get away from that 27 for right now. Trey Smith in behind the 27 of Landon Smith Jr. That's for 3rd. Scott Upton there as well in the 15. The battle will be for 4th. Trey Smith holding off Upton. Johnson and Brock getting really close to Scott Upton there. Do not try 3 wide, guys. It can't work here. Farley slipping backwards in the field once again. Durrani now, I believe, is in the 21st position. That would gain him 9 points to Farley. We'll see what the scoring is this time. Durrani, 21st, so that'd be 9 points. Farley. Well, oh, trouble behind! Is that Farley? Yes, it is! Into the inside wall hard! Logan Williams as well! And the championship leader has been taken out in an accident. Hard contact to the inside wall in the short chute between turn 1 and 2. The championship leader. Oh, no way. What does this do to the championship battle? 25th on back, earns 5 points. Ryan Durrani he doesn't have a win yet this season. Goodness gracious. Durrani would need to finish 19th or better to win the championship at this point, because Farley is going to be out of it, missing that front wheel. Christian Vargas leads as the caution comes out for the first time. Very hard incident in turn 1 and 2 for Ethan Farley and Logan Williams. It's Vargas, Collins, Smith, and Upton. I cannot believe that just happened. Will we see anybody come down onto the pit road this time? So we had a third car come down on the pit road. Arthur Xavier, the 81, has made his way into the pits for whatever reason. We are seeing a few come down onto the pit road. Nathan Stapleton and Braden Perez going to go ahead and make their first stops of the race right now. And being under the caution flag right now, why not take the chance? They're not going to lose very much time doing it. You're not going to lose near as much time doing it now as you would if it was under the green flag conditions. But the field is pacing now under the first caution of the race involving the championship leader, Ethan Farley. Let's take a look back at the replay and see what happened to Ethan Farley and Logan Williams. Well, here we are looking overhead as Logan Williams tries the dive there on Owen Miles. Up into the 2080 goes, into the back of Ethan Farley there, turns him around into the inside guardrail. They both go, and into the air goes Ethan Farley. One revolution back on his 3 wheels now as he loses the left front there into the outside wall. Gotta put that one on Logan Williams there, but I don't know if that's going to cost Farley the championship, because there are still scenarios that could happen where he could still win the championship here because of the IndyCar point system. But it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, because it's definitely been made a little more difficult now. But let's take a look at another angle here. So here, coming into turn 1, headed through the short chute, there's Williams making the big dive there. Down to the inside they go, and a vicious hit for Ethan Farley and Logan Williams. But Farley, the championship leader coming into this race, things have been made astronomically harder for him as far as winning the championship goes. But Christian Vargas led the field around to the caution flag. He's going to lead the field to the green flag here. And the track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart here in the Indianapolis 200. And we're back with your live picture here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, working lap 19 of 80 here in this 200-mile race. Working the first caution of the race involving the championship leader, Ethan Farley, Logan Williams, and something, I don't know what happened yet because I haven't seen the replay yet, but something else happened to Arthur Xavier in the 81. So, of course, you already know probably what happened to the 81. He was probably back there in that. But I do not know as of this moment. But right now, Ryan Durrani is 18th on the track. That would put him in the championship lead. He needs to finish 19th or better to win the championship. If he finishes 20th, he ties with Farley. Farley would get the championship on race victories. But green flag back in the air. We're racing once again here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Vargas a good launch there on the start ahead of Mitchell Collins in the 3. The Smith boys going to go side by side for that 3rd position. Trey and Landon. Trey on the inside, Landon on the outside. It's going to be Trey headed off into turn number 3 with that position. Landon's going to slide it up a little bit. Here comes Scott Upton. Almost slammed that outside wall coming out of turn number 3 through the short chute. We're now coming around this time to start lap 21. We are officially a quarter of the way through the Indianapolis 200. Vargas still leads, but Collins is trying oh so hard to run him down. There's Durrani. There's Baird on track right now. Baird came in 40 back from Farley, 35 back from Durrani. And I highlighted what Durrani needs to do. Let me highlight what Baird would need to have happen. As coming back to the line, Vargas leads another lap. Trey Smith's going to go around Mitchell Collins there for the 2nd position. Knock Mitchell Collins back to the 3rd position. So, with Baird coming in 35 points back of Ryan Durrani, ideally what Baird would need to happen is he would need for Ryan Durrani to not lead a single lap and finish 25th or worse. Then turn, Baird would need to win the race or finish 2nd and lead a lap. If he finishes 2nd and leads a lap and Durrani finishes 25th or worse, then the championship would go to Nathan Baird. But as it stands right now, if Durrani finishes 19th or better, he's clinched the championship. And right now, Ryan Durrani is in 16th on the track right now. Actually 15th. He just got around Nathan Smith in the 7. So he is methodically working his way up through the field here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The top 5 have stretched away for the lead of the race for now. Trey Smith is going to look to the inside of Christian Vargas. He's going to overtake the 55 for the race lead. Daisy Johnson leading the 2nd group there in car number 59, 1.62 seconds off of the lead pace. Followed closely by Daniel Bouchard and Will Parrish. As now Landon Smith Jr. is going to look for the race lead there on Trey. Trey's going to shoot back by on the outside. Landon Smith Jr. to 2nd. Collins going to make the move for that 2nd position at the start-finish line. Down into turn number 1, and he is going to take that spot away and bring Christian Vargas with him. Could Vargas get to the inside of Collins? Yes, he will through turn 2. Down the back straightaway, will Collins stretch back ahead of Vargas? It could happen. It might be happening. No. Vargas is there on the inside of Collins. No, he's not. Collins does indeed clear for that 2nd position. Andrew's going to go to the inside of Vargas for 3rd. But that's all going on behind Trey Smith, who continues to lead the Indianapolis 200. On lap 26 of 80. 55 laps to go. Baird and Durrani right there next to each other. Of course, Farley out of the race. For the race lead again, Mitchell Collins coming back at Trey Smith there. The 3 and the 26 going at it for the race lead once again here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Across the yard of bricks, it's Trey Smith ahead of Mitchell Collins. Collins not going to give it up easy though. Here he comes. on the inside for the race lead through turn 2. Down the back straightaway. He had the nose advantage coming out of 2. He's got the nose advantage, still headed for the third turn. And he's going to take that position away. Andrews pulls in behind Mitchell Collins. They make their way through the northwest turn number 4. Down Gasoline Alley once again, screaming for the Art of Bricks. On to lap 28, 53 laps to go, the Indianapolis 200. Some cars, of course, have already pit in this race. Kind of expected the pit cycles to happen, I think, around lap 32 and 64. Maybe even push it halfway to 40. Of course, some already pit, so they're going to be off from everybody else. John Andrews, rather, is going to move to the race lead there in car number 98. He takes the lead here at the Indianapolis 200. What an interesting race we have seen so far. Obviously, heartbreaker for Ethan Farley, having done as well as he's done this season. And a championship could be slipping from his fingers. Durrani now in the 11th position on track right now. Continuing to move his way up through the field. John Andrews now leading. Trey Smith, Daniel Bouchard trying to run him down. Bouchard, the Road America winner, trying to get to the inside of Trey Smith there for that second position. Can he get next to him and try to take that spot away? No, he won't. Will Parrish and Mitchell Collins in behind him, of course. Trey Smith holds on to that position for now. John Andrews trying to stretch away while all this battling's going on. Bouchard to the inside of Trey Smith, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Bouchard thinks better of that, pulls back in line behind Trey Smith. The top 3 are single file right now, make it the top 7, looks like. But that trend gets broken by Roberto Crown Jr. and Christian Vargas going side by side. Leapfrog by Daniel Bouchard on Trey Smith into turn number 1. And Mitchell Collins goes with Bouchard. Durrani slipping backwards again in car number 12. He is 16th now on the track, looks like. 15th. It's always Nathan Smith he gets ahead of. 15th place on track right now, just behind Nathan Baird, still mathematically in the championship lead. Andrews, Bouchard, Trey Smith, Will Parrish, and Christian Vargas, the top 5 right now on lap 32 of 80 here at Indianapolis. Just short of halfway. Trey Smith, Daniel Bouchard going to go at it there for that second position. And it'll be Bouchard stretching away in that battle. Trey Smith going to hang back in the draft and try for another go at it. Durrani now back ahead of Nathan Baird, almost up into the pole sitter William Brock there. Continuing to slice his way through traffic. Look out for Ethan Lewis there. Ryan Durrani is getting brave in car number 12, trying everything he can to get his way up through the field and tighten his grip on this championship win. If he can just make it home for the remaining 110 or so miles left in this race. No, more like, well, I'm not a math guy. But we're just past a third of the way done here at Indianapolis on lap 34 of 80. 47 laps remaining. So that means 117.5 miles. I just figured that out. I just used a calculator, don't worry. But now it'll be the Indianapolis 115 this time by, as we'll have 45 laps remaining here at Indianapolis, or 46 laps remaining, excuse me. As John Andrews still leads this thing. He's got a healthy gap over Daniel Bouchard as that battle still rages on with Trey Smith, and shuffling still going on throughout the rest of the field as well. Durrani about to crack the top 10 if he can get around Daisy Johnson. Still haven't seen anybody come down onto the pit road yet, so now I'm adventuring to think it's going to be closer to halfway when the rest of the field comes down the pit road. And obviously, we've already seen some cars come down onto the pit road. Perez and Stapleton were a couple of them. Don't know what happened to Hamill and, well, Ruiz that got them so far off the pace. Maybe they just lost the draft. But either way, we're gonna see a lot of cars coming down to the pit road here in the next handful of laps. Bouchard tried to get to the inside of John Andrews there for the race lead and didn't quite get there. Now on to lap 37, 44 laps to go. Bouchard took a peek. Not quite there just yet, Andrews. He's trying to slip him up. Here comes Bouchard. He is there, and he's trying to get the push from Trey Smith. They'll both pull back in line. No, Smith won't. He's going to have the inside dive headed into turn 3. And they almost touch in turn 3. Trey Smith gets around there in car number 26. "43 laps to go this time. Oh, trouble! Ethan Lewis! No! It's Durrani in it! Up in the field! A huge pile up here in Indianapolis! Upton on the wall. Durrani. Brock is in it. Ethan Lewis is in it. More coming in. Look out! Stapleton and Ruiz involved as well. Perez just skates through. Both the McLarens in it. Derek Hamill's in it. What does this do to the championship battle now? If Durrani's out of it, he didn't come back around. Uh-oh. Well, we'll see where Durrani ends up on the track. Did Baird make it through that? Yes, he did. But remember, he'd have to lead a lap and finish second to win the championship if Durrani is 25th or worse. And he's 21st right now. So all of a sudden, this brings Ethan Farley back into the equation too. Because 25th to 30th earns the same amount of points, 5. And 21st on the grid earns 9 points. That's a 4-point spread. And I mentioned how they can't tie or Farley would win the championship anyway, by virtue of how many wins he has. So Durrani would have had to finish 19th or better. Now he's being listed 24th. As the field will come down onto the pit road for their first cycle of the race for the majority of them. Some, of course, already pit. But a lot of cars now are going to fall out of the race as a result of that pileup in turn 1 and 2. Putting another dent, throwing another wrench into the championship battle. It builds up for 11 races, and now I'm not sure any of these championship drivers can drive. It's like first off of pit road there, Trey Smith, Daniel Bouchard, Christian Vargas, Jackson Harrison, Charlie Davenport. The 45 and 18 have a big leapfrog there from 11th and 12th into the 4th and 5th positions. And I do not think we're going to see, I don't know, we may see Durrani get back out onto the track, but he's got a ton of damage there. I don't know that anybody who was involved in that's going to continue, quite honestly. But right now, we are coming around for halfway this time by in the Indianapolis 200. Working the second caution of the race here at IMS. And right now, I believe maybe Nathan Smith is the leader. Actually. It was 21st last time around, but on the lead lap. We'll take a look here when the standings update here as they come by. It's either going to be Trey Smith or Nathan Smith. And it's Trey Smith. Trey Smith leads Daniel Bouchard, Christian Vargas, Jackson Harrison, Mitchell Collins, Charlie Davenport, Daisy Johnson, Will Parrish, Roberta Crown Jr., and Keegan Thompson. That's the top 10. Durrani will be credited with finishing 26th, and he will not walk away with this championship. So right now, it all depends on where Nathan Baird finishes and how he does the remainder of this race. Right now, Baird is 12th on the track. His two competitors out of the race. He just needs to finish first or second, or second by virtue of leading a lap, or with leading a lap. Second with leading a lap, or win the race. Either one of those wins him the championship. This is going to be an interesting final 100 miles or so here at Indianapolis, but we got to take a look first at what happened to bring out caution number 2 here in the Indianapolis 200. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to set it off. So in turn 1 again, here comes Durrani to the inside of Lewis there, gets into the back of him. They hook wheels in the same place as where the first caution happened. Down into the inside guardrail they go, and they're going to come back up into the field. This time they have more cars coming along. Upton there gets involved, both the McLarens, and hard into the wall went Ethan Lewis upside down. Scott Upton up along the catch fencing. Durrani getting upside down there. And coming along, more cars behind. Miles and I think that's Trey Wright look like they make it through. But these four are coming in here. A couple of them made it through. A couple of them didn't. Right there, Stapleton runs right into the back of William Brock. BB Ruiz gets a piece there. Perez gets a piece there. Looks like all four of them actually got a piece there as Hamill gets involved as well. All four of them got a piece. So we had a huge pileup between turns 1 and 2 and even start of the back straightaway. But let's take a look at another angle here. So headed off into turn 1 again. Here's Durrani going to take the dive on Lewis there. On the inside, they go into the wall, back up into the field. Bam! There comes in cars there. And heavy contact there as more become involved. And more cars coming in behind. Going to slam the back end of pole sitter William Brock there. And up into the air goes Stapleton and Hamill involved behind as well. And that may very well have dashed Ryan Durrani's championship hopes here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But the track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we are back here with your live picture at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a turn of events. The top two in the championship are out of this race. Durrani, the second place pointsman coming in, is 26th. He scored. Farley 30th. And right now, everyone's going to be watching Nathan Baird to see what he can do, restarting from 12th place in the final 92 miles of the Indianapolis 200. As if he finishes second and leads a lap, he's won the championship by 1 point over Ethan Farley. And if he wins the race on top of that, he will win by 11 points. Pace car down onto the pit road once again, waiting for the green flag to fly out. It's waving again, and Nathan Smith did not get going at all on that restart. He's got a problem for sure. Or maybe he just spun the tires. Either way, he looks like he's getting going somewhat now, at least. But Trey Smith moves right to the well. Actually, you know what? I'm stupid, because Nathan Smith is a lap down car. So that's why he didn't get going. Field was not in the hands of Nathan Smith. It was in the hands of Trey Smith, who is leading this race ahead of Daniel Bouchard, Jackson Harrison, and, whoa, my goodness, Davenport and Collins contact there. Trey Smith down onto the pit road. So now the field is in the hands of Daniel Bouchard, who now leads the Indianapolis 200 on lap number 44. He's got Jackson Harrison closing in on his backside. Nathan Baird, 10th on the track right now. Of course, only 19 cars on the lead lap of the 20 that are on the track. Lap down, Nathan Smith, 10 cars out of the race as a result of the two incidents that have happened in this one, especially the second one. But now out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway once again. On to lap 45, 36 laps to go here at Indianapolis. Christian Vargas getting by Jackson Harrison there. Bringing Charlie Davenport with him. Roberto Crown Jr. there to the inside of Mitchell Collins. Trey Smith coming off of the pit road there in that 26. He'll be trying to stay ahead of these guys if another caution comes out, because he does not want to go a lap down. Trey Smith on the tail end of the lead lap now. But Daniel Bouchard is closing big time. Take a look at the speed now. 220 for Trey Smith, 228.9, 229 heading into the corner for Daniel Bouchard. That's how fast they're going here on the 2020 version of Indianapolis. That's what this version is. I know typically we use the 2010 revamped, but I decided let's give this one a try. And you just see the speeds here are absolutely insane. Hitting 232 miles per hour. Some of these cars headed off into the turns. But now they close in on the lap traffic there of Trey Smith. Bouchard obviously going to be the first to get by, or will he? As Christian Vargas could close in now and get to the inside. Now Bouchard's going to get to the inside. No, he's not. He did not get to the inside of Trey Smith, and Christian Vargas is going to hound him now. Down the back straightaway. Now Bouchard's going to get down there. A hefty push coming from the 55 of Christian Vargas. And 3 wide going into turn 3. Not quite. Holy cow, that's a good thing it wasn't actually 3 wide. That would have been bad. But Bouchard still leads this thing. But maybe not for long as Vargas gets to that inside. And he will be down there. They almost touched. Going through turn 1, through the short chute into turn number 2. Christian Vargas to the race lead here at Indianapolis. Bringing Roberto Crown Jr. and Jackson Harrison with him. And of course, you know Trey Smith is going to try oh so desperately to get back on the lead lap. He's there on the backside of Jackson Harrison in the 45. Harrison in the third position. Trying to play it patiently, but also make sure that that 26 doesn't get by him because he wants to have Vargas in reach. Now Trey Smith's going to go to that inside. Down the back straightaway. Roberto Crown Jr. leads this thing ahead of Christian Vargas. He's trying to get it back. What parity we've seen in this race. This has been all over the place as far as who's leading. This has been fun. Obviously, it's unfortunate that some drivers have fallen out of the race as a result of incident, especially the two championship contenders, but it does not distract from what has been a phenomenal race, I think, here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Obviously, it's very much more difficult to pass here on this version, I feel, but I do feel like that would actually serve as a cushion in a lot of ways because, well, these guys are running more spread out than they would on the 2010 version. I feel like that means for less opportunities to have an incident. But it's not like they can't draft up to each other and overtake, so I don't know. I hope everyone's enjoying this race so far. I know I am, but we got 30 more laps of this left here at Indianapolis. We're not done yet. We still don't know who this champion's going to be. And what in the world happened to Nathan Baird? Oh, there he is. In behind Mitchell Collins there. He just fell outside of the top 10, trying to work his way up to the front. Remember, again, for those just tuning in, Ethan Farley, the first place points man coming in, and Ryan Durrani, the second place points man, are out of the race due to incidents earlier in this race. Nathan Baird, the only other driver in championship contention, needs to finish second and have led a lap or win the race. He does either of those scenarios, and he is the champion. Down the back straightaway, Christian Vargas moving back into the lead as Harrison gets into the back of Trey Smith, shoots him up the track in the trial or short shoot there between turn 3 and 4. And Trey Smith's going to get shuffled there. That's not for position. Trey Smith's a lap car. But ahead of them all, here's another lap car, Nathan Smith, a significantly slower lap car for having been caught up in incident there, and some will get by him with ease and some will not. Braden Perez there in the 22 ahead of these guys as well. Another one they might have to worry about is Derek Hamill in the 30. Vargas in the 55, plenty of room to get by the 22, and Roberto Crown Jr. surely going to stick with him. Yes, he will. He'll get by Perez with relative ease, as will Harrison, and Davenport, and Benny Watson, who's come out of nowhere. He's moved his way into the top 5. Trouble there, and Roberto Crown Jr. has a problem. He may have blown a tire there. He is in the short chute, coming to the pit road, and the second place driver on track coming to the pits on the edge of 3 wide there for second now, or what is second now. And it's going to be a big lead for Christian Vargas now, 3.42 seconds. As a result of everyone else getting slowed up by Roberto Crown Jr., who makes his way to the pit road. We won't have a caution as a result of that. But now they're going to have to try to close in on Vargas. He's trying to run away with it now. Jackson Harrison, the 45. Being worked on by Benny Watson. Watson stays in behind him. Coming around for 25 laps to go. 2.88 seconds, so they have closed in almost 6 full tenths there as Trey Smith and Daisy Johnson got together there through the short chute. Still green here at Indianapolis. And Nathan Baird working his way up, trying to crack the top 2. But Christian Vargas so far ahead, he's got to not just get to second. He needs to lead a lap. He needs to make sure he's got that bonus point, because a tie is not going to win him the championship. He has no race victories. Ethan Farley has 3 this season. This is going to be a really, really tight championship margin here. They're going to get by Owen Miles, the Kentucky winner of the 28. Baird going to go in behind Jackson Harrison. Got Daisy Johnson, Daniel Bouchard, Charlie Davenport, and Kyle Lamy winner Noah Clifton right there as well. 2.43 was the gap between first and second this last time through. Watson stretching away from the group, trying to chase down Christian Vargas, who still leads the Indianapolis 200. There he is. And here's Watson crossing. 2.22. So he's going to need to get some drafting help too. Somebody to work with him to catch up to that 55. And it's got to happen quick. At least I would imagine. Here comes Jackson Harrison, the 45. It's got to be someone that's going to stick with him on the back to draft with him and not try to get around him. That's the only way I think they have a chance of catching up right now. And Harrison doesn't look like he's going to be the kind of guy that's going to help Watson with that. 1.83 seconds, though, as they continue to close in on Vargas, who might just be cruising right now. Harrison moves to second position. Watson back to third. Here comes Nathan Baird in the 41, trying to get into that third position to continue his march up through the field. Trying oh so desperately to do so. He can see the championship in sight if he just does those 2 scenarios I've told you several times. Either win the race or finish second after having led a lap. Vargas is going to come out of here with the 2 bonus points for having led the most laps. There's no doubt about that. Now the lead margin 1.16 seconds. They continue to close in. Watson. Now he's going to do the leapfrog on Harrison. I thought he was just going to stick behind him the whole way, but he's going to leapfrog him heading into turn 3. And Benny Watson's going to move to second. Nathan Baird is right in behind him in car 41. Coming around this time, we're 3/4 of the way done here at Indianapolis. 20 laps to go in the Indianapolis 200. Nathan Baird by for the second position. And if he had a bonus point for leading a lap now, he'd be in the championship lead. But he does not have a bonus point for leading a lap. He's going to need that. And hold on to, at worst, second place. Which means he's got to get around Christian Vargas for at least 1 lap. He's already taking a look. Vargas leads another lap. Is Baird going to get him going into 1? He's close, very close on the backside of that 55. Vargas, Baird, Watson. That's the top 3 right now. And the tension is ramping up here in the Indianapolis 200. That is for sure. Into turn number 4, the northwest turn. Headed down Gasoline Alley. Baird's going to take a look down to the inside on Christian Vargas. He's going to try to take the lead away. Is he going to get there going into turn number 1? No, he is not. Vargas chops him at the last possible second. Excellent defense there from Christian Vargas. Now Baird could be in trouble of losing second position to Owen Miles. Nathan Baird still does not have the championship lead. He's in second, but he has not had a bonus point for leading a lap. Right now, he is tied with Ethan Farley. We're gonna wait. You get 5 points for finishing 25th or worse. Let me double check this real quick. I think I may have been thinking about this the wrong way this whole time. He may be in a must-win situation, actually. Nathan Baird, he may actually need to win this race to win the championship as Nathan Smith gets in front of them again. Let's take a look at this real quick as Christian Vargas leads another lap. 16 laps to go at Indianapolis. 40 to second, negating the bonus points. You get 1 bonus point for leading a lap. 25th to 30th gets 5 points. As Owen Miles is going to go by Christian Vargas for the race lead. Nathan Baird came in 40 points back of Farley. Caution's out! And it was Baird! Davenport, Baird, and Nathan Smith. That's all 3 championship contenders that have found trouble in this race. And indeed, Nathan Baird would have needed to win the race to win the championship, not just second and having led a lap. He would have needed to win the Indianapolis 200 to win the Carquest Indy Racing League championship. And it looks like he's been caught in trouble on the back straightaway. And the third caution of this race is out with 15 laps remaining here. Owen Miles leads Christian Vargas, Daisy Johnson, Jackson Harrison, Benny Watson, the top 5, followed by Clifton, Osgen, Wright, Bouchard, Parrish, rounding out the top 10 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Apparently it was a busted header on the 21, why he fell out of the race. Mitchell Collins is going to be out with an ignition failure. Apparently Davenport's going to be out of the race too. And now, oh my goodness, we had another one with trouble. Another mechanical failure. That's Trey Smith, who was already a lap down from 16th place. Now smoking on the inside of the track. Well, Alex, you were right. This racetrack owes you nothing. And it is furious today on this Memorial Day weekend here in the NOFSRL. What a wild race this has been. What a wild way to cap off what has been a tumultuous season for the Carquest Indy Racing League. Stressful and irritating at times, yes. It's part of the reason why it's not coming back. But there's other personal reasons too, and some people already know about that. But anyway, we are here still pacing under the third caution of the race on lap 67 of 80. We're going to go back and take a look at what happened to set it off here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So watch it down the back straightaway. They're 3 wide. Bouchard's going to hook Nathan Smith down into Charlie Davenport, up into Nathan Baird. Up into the air goes Charlie Davenport. Somehow Trey Smith looks like he gets through this. And Baird spinning to the inside there. Looked like he was going to have a shot at the championship late in this race. But after falling back late in this run, it looks like those hopes might be dashed. It looks like we may be looking at an Ethan Farley championship after all here in the Carquest Indy Racing League. But let's take a look at another angle here. So here they come through the short chute. Trey Wright and Daniel Bouchard get together. Here comes Davenport down to the inside of Daniel Bouchard there. Smith and Bouchard hooked together, sends Davenport hard to the outside, and Nathan Baird absolutely nowhere to go there, and very well may have dashed his championship hopes, as we saw earlier with Ryan Durrani. But if he wins this race, remember, he is the champion. Anyway, the track is clear. We're good to go. So let's head to the restart here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well, here we go. We're back with your live picture once again here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 12 laps away from the finish. Working the third caution of the race. Half the field remains. One car is a lap down. It's Braden Perez. The only championship contender remaining on the track, though he was involved in an incident, Nathan Baird. Although he may have just lost the championship with that crunch. Right now, Ethan Farley is still in position to have the championship victory. Baird would need to win the race. Durrani out of the race, was not able to do what he was supposed to do. He needed to finish 19th or better to guarantee a championship victory. But now, we're 12 laps away, or 11 laps away from the end now. Green flag is out. We are racing again at Indianapolis. Vargas wasting no time trying to get to the inside of Owen Miles there. Vargas, the dominant car of the race. Here he comes, leapfrogging to the inside, going into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, they're going to go side by side. Miles trying to stretch away. He's already had a win this season at Kentucky. Vargas has not had a win this season, or period, here on the Trinity River Network. He's trying to change that today. Vargas not able to get the run out of turn number 4. Miles stretches ahead, then it's Vargas, Harrison, Watson, Johnson. 10 laps remain here at Indianapolis. Watson into the third position there. Benny Watson has already had a crown jewel this year on the Trinity River Network, the Daytona 500. Could he take the Indianapolis 200 as well? He's going to push Christian Vargas to the race lead on the inside, and he's going to take a 3 wide. Vargas, Miles, Watson thinks better of it, gets out of the gas, and it will be side by side for the 2 cars up front. Miles will stretch back ahead of Christian Vargas, who will pull back in line. Watson going to dive underneath the 55, headed off into turn 1, and he is going to take that position away. Noah Clifton there as well in car 24, the Kyalami winner. And he's looking for win number 2 on the season as well, to send his season out on a high note. We're coming around for 8 laps to go this time. 2 hands but no thumbs. Watson with the big run coming out of turn number 4 as Miles continues to lead, and the dominant car of the race, Christian Vargas, slipping backwards in the field. 2nd to 8th during that lap. And now about to lose another position there to John Andrews in the 98. He'll fall to 9th position as Owen Miles still trying to hold on to this. Watson and Clifton looking to mount a charge. Clifton with a leapfrog down low on Watson. That's for 2nd, and he's going to take it, bringing Jackson Harrison with him. Never mind, Clifton's going to stretch ahead of everybody. And now he'll try to chase down Owen Miles by himself. 7 laps to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Watson closing in on that 24 once again. He's going to have the inside line coming down the back straightaway. He'll pull back in line for now behind the Wix Dallara. Into turn 3. Watson, not quite there just yet. Miles, Watson's teammate, is up front leading this thing. 6 laps to go here at Indianapolis. It is still anybody's race. Clifton runs it a little high there. Watson, immediately with the jump, is going to move into the second position. Harrison, looking on the inside of Clifton now for that third position. Is he going to get there? No, not yet anyways. Now Clifton slips up. Here comes Harrison down low. Now he will move to that third position. Watson closing in on the backside of Miles. He's going to be right there coming out of turn number 4. One handful of laps to go. 5, count them, 5 laps to go in the Indianapolis 200. To the inside, through the short chute, here comes Benny Watson. Looking for not just his second win in the Carquest Indy Racing League, not just his 5th win of the season in anything on the Trinity River Network. He is looking for his second crown jewel of the year. The Daytona 500 and the Indianapolis 200. Jackson Harrison on his back wing. Watson's going to stretch away from both Miles and Harrison, who are going to be side by side for second as he tries to stretch away at 4 laps to go. Harrison's going to have the jump on the inside, surely on Miles. Yes, he will. He'll bring Daniel Bouchard with him as well on the inside there. Everyone trying to play it safe, make it home. Watson trying to run away with it. Harrison and Bouchard both trying to close, as is Miles, who was leading off the restart. Trying to get a draft going. Down the front straightaway. They're definitely faster than Watson, about 3 miles an hour faster going down the front stretch. This time through, 3 laps to go. Harrison still gaining little by little through turn 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Will he be able to try the leapfrog headed into turn number 3? Oh, he almost got down there. Watson a little wide through 3. He's going to hold on to the lead anyways, though. Coming around for 2 laps to go. The Indianapolis 200 becomes the Indianapolis 5. 5 miles remain here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Watson trying everything he can to hold on to this. Harrison trying to draw back in that high V number 45. Miles in the 28. Roberto Crown Jr. No, that's Trey Wright, rather, in the 20. Bouchard in the 88. Now, Miles not going to quite get down there. Harrison's got a big jump now on Watson. Will he be able to run him down on this final lap? White flag is in the air at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. One more time around in the Indianapolis 200 and the final race of the Carquest Indy Racing League for 2021. Nathan Baird, an absolute non-factor. Back in 13th, this championship looks like it's going to go to Ethan Farley. But down the back straightaway to win the biggest race on the Trinity River Network this season in 2021. Down the backstretch into 3. Watson looking to claim his second crown jewel and the biggest one of them all. Harrison closing one more time. Coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Benny Watson clears off the final corner. Harrison going to try to make a move. He won't get there. Benny Watson wins the Indianapolis 200. And Ethan Farley is your 2021 Carquest Indy Racing League champion. What a way to go out. And of course, Benny Watson strengthens his grip on the lead of the all-time wins list on the Trinity River Network. 5 total wins now. Unreal. What a race. What a way to cap off this tumultuous season. I'm glad it's over. As mean as that sounds, I'm glad this season is over. Man, oh man, oh man. But hey, Benny Watson, congratulations, man. You just won the Indianapolis 200. Congratulations. By 73 one-thousandths of a second over Jackson Harrison. That's going to go down in the year-end list of one of the closest finishes all year in anything. But take a look at your finishing results here. Watson, Harrison, Miles, Wright, Bouchard, Oskin, Clifton, Parrish, Andrews, and Christian Vargas. The top 10. Johnson, Hamill, Baird, Thompson, and Perez. The only cars finishing this race, the top 15. And the bottom 15 all out with either mechanical failure or were involved in an accident. And you can just see the list there. Ethan Farley, even though he came in last place in this race, you get the same amount of points from 25th to 30th in the IndyCar point system, 5. Ryan Durrani finished 26th. He would have needed to finish 19th to beat out Farley. He didn't do that. And Nathan Baird would have needed to win the race. He didn't do that either. Ethan Farley, your 2021 Carquest Indy Racing League champion. And what a job well done. That's going to... What a way to send this series out. What an absolutely fabulous race here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But congratulations, Benny Watson and Ethan Farley, on your respective achievements. And goodness gracious me. But we'll take a look at your driver standings, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up here in the Carquest Indy Racing League here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Looking forward to a lot of great racing the rest of the weekend here in the NOFSRL. We'll see you later until the next race here on the Trinity River Network. Not here in the Carquest Indy Racing League, but until the next race here on the Trinity River Network. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.